evening, everyone. We're going to call to order the regular meeting of the South Euclid Lyndhurst Board of Education. Today is December 16th, 2025, and the time is 6:07 p.m. May we get a roll call, please?
Ms. Falkenberg?
Here.
Mrs. King?
Here.
Ms. Lee? Mr. Sanders?
Here.
Mrs. Shelby?
Here. Okay, Pledge of Allegiance, if we could all stand, please. Flag is to your right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 2.1, liaison reports. Ms. Falkenberg, do you want to start?
Yes, sure. I think everybody can hear me, right? I don't know if I mentioned this last month, but I was so privileged to have attended the play, the fall play, Radium Girls, which they put on in November. It was extraordinary. And it's not an easy play. It was a long play, and the kids did just an exceptional job of dealing with this very difficult event where many young people their age were poisoned by radium, and then sued and had to stand up for their rights and their health. So that wanted to mention that. I haven't gotten anything from OSBA as far as success, but we have had many successes here in our district. One of the young ladies, a senior, Maleeka Moore, has started a passion project. She set up a blood drive on her own on January 3rd, which is not an easy task. It takes a lot of work to do, and I'm just so proud of her. Also, we've had 24 seniors that have been accepted by the Ohio Guaranteed Admissions, so they are able to be admitted to a school here in Ohio. So that's a wonderful thing. And then 11 of our seniors have won the governor's scholarship or merit scholarship. So that means they are top 5% of students. So that's a wonderful thing as well. And having taught seniors for so many years, I just want to say, for the seniors, it's such a tense time because they're, filling out applications and waiting to hear from schools. But it's also just such a thrill to see when they are accepted at different schools, and to kind of share in that joy with them. So I know the senior teachers and the parents are very excited, and I just want to send out my best wishes to our seniors.
Okay, Mrs. King?
Yes. So for me, just a brief report. So just as an update, a series of property tax reform proposals have passed both chambers, so the House and the Senate, and are on the governor's desk, including House Bill 129. This bill includes certain property tax levies in the calculation of school districts' effective millage floor. House Bill 186, this bill would cap tax growth for districts on the 20 mil floor to inflation through a retroactive tax credit and provide funds to reimburse school districts for some losses in 2026 and 2027. House Bill 309, this bill allows county budget commissions to reduce millage on certain voter-approved tax levies, excluding DEB levies, if they find it necessary or prudent to do so. And lastly, House Bill 335, this bill would cap the inflationary growth on all inside millage beginning in tax year 2026. So what that means is on the governor's desk right now. The governor goes through it. He has the opportunity or ability to pass it as written, or he can go through it and make some vetoes and some edits prior to signing. So I know this past year-ish, 6 months, we've been really keeping track and like discussing the property tax reforms and the bills that have gone through the state legislature. So those aforementioned bills are on the governor's desk, and we'll just see where that leads. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Item 2.2, Superintendent's Report.
Good evening, Board of Education, community members watching online, and everybody behind us. I have a few things before I get to my report, some exciting things that are happening for our district. We have some special guests. The first one, since she's a high school student, and we don't want her to have to sit through here the entire time, I'm going to ask Brush High School freshman Casey Flowers to come on up. And for Coach Swinnerton and Mr. Ross to join her, I got a few words to say, and then we're going to turn it over to you. You can stand right over there by that mic. There you go. They're going to zoom in on you and everything right here. I'm just kidding. So a little bit of why she's here. She was announced her arrival on the Ohio cross-country scene with a remarkable 2025 fall campaign, one that culminated in a trip to the OHSAA state championships. For her first-year high school runners, Flowers' trajectory was nothing short of exceptional, marked by steady drops in time, consistent competitive poise, and maturity well beyond her grade level. From the opening meets of the season, Flowers quickly separated herself as the ARC's top performer. Her postseason run reinforced her reputation as not only a stellar student, but one of our best female athletes in the entire building. Coach praised her work ethic, day-to-day competitiveness, and quiet leadership, attributes that helped elevate the entire Brush program throughout the fall. Teammates followed her lead as she routinely set the tone in practice and delivered in meets when the moment demanded it. With 3 seasons still ahead of her, Flowers has already established herself as one of the most promising runners in school history. Her 2025 campaign served as both a foundation and a preview, a glimpse of athletic poise to redefine expectations for Brush distance running. Simply put, the future is bright for Brush cross country, and it starts with freshman standout Casey Flowers. Congratulations. Marshall's got it. Turn around, look at Marshall. There we go. Put it right here. Get in there. Congratulations. Thank you. Before you go, I think maybe Coach wants to say anything, or Mr. Ross?
The only thing I'll add is she also has a 3.5 GPA for the first quarter. And sometimes when you talk to coaches, they kind of hype up the kids that are coming up from Memorial, and sometimes they tend to exaggerate a little bit. But Coach Swinnerton has been talking about her probably for the past 2 years, and she's lived up to every bit of what he said she'd be. So we're excited to see how this translates into the track season.
And I think only part of the story is told, but she does on the cross country or on the track. As a person, she's a wonderful person. She's a good person, and she has unbelievable family support. We're blessed to have her and her entire family in the community and being part of this program and everything that they do. So it's the whole package with them, and it's great to have them aboard.
I don't want to hold us up, but can we get a mom and dad photo as well? Can we get a family photo? I think that's important.
Hop on in there. All right, our next presentation really hits home for Brush High School. And very excited to welcome the Cornett family sitting right behind me. Okay, if you guys want to come on up. So I got the privilege of really getting to know them the last, I would say, 3 months, and everything that the For Alec Foundation stands for and everything that they have built after the tragedy that happened. And when we sat down, I had the privilege of sitting down having dinner with them. Then from there, what we did was we had a meeting, a virtual meeting with our athletic department to discuss AEDs, to discuss current state of our schools, where they're at. From that, all of a sudden came a donation, and a very nice donation that Mr. Ross is going to talk about, that they're going to see and that you'll see on the board meeting. And they we're fortunate enough to even have them come in and discuss it with us. So without further ado, come on up. Yeah, come on, Steph. You love this.
So we're donating 2 AEDs in cases it's going to Memorial, correct?
Yep.
Because our foundation, we donate AEDs, we do screenings to prevent sudden cardiac arrest in the youth, teens, and young adults, because it's like a silent killer. It's the #1 killer of student athletes. And we also educate about sudden cardiac arrest, hands-only CPR, and how to use an AED.
And also even, they volunteered to attend athletic parent meetings when they're held. Mandatory by the state, you have to have one in the fall, winter, and spring before a season starts. And volunteered their time to even speak with our families about it. Excuse me, goosebumps talking about it. But taking that tragedy and turning it into an educational moment is one of the most powerful things I've heard and seen done. So on behalf of the entire school district, the board, and everybody in between, thank you for all you do. Thank you for continuing to be a part of our school community. As community members, you're always welcome, and we look forward to a continued partnership.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Pardon me? Oh, stop.
Seriously, no, thank you for that, because a lot of people don't know. So a huge honesty, I had to go to training at work the other day. So thank you, because a lot of people don't understand how an imperative it is for us to have them in buildings, in the gyms. There are still some districts that do not have these devices yet, and that is a part of your foundation too. And that's what I want the people to understand, that is a part of their foundation as well, as educating as a whole, other school districts, other families. So if you can look up the For Alec Foundation, that is what they do, and we appreciate it greatly.
All right. Okay, this next presentation, as I said, we have exciting news coming to our district. I'm gonna grab the mic over here so everybody can hear me on camera. I'm gonna invite our athletic director up, Mr. Ross, and we also have our high school principal back there, Ms. Harris, who wanted to come and show support, so thank you for being here, as well as Ms. Marshall for stopping by too. But tonight is a big night for our athletics, not only athletics, but all of our extracurriculars here at Brush High School, Memorial Junior High, and throughout the community. For 5 years, we have been independent. And in that independence comes challenges. You lose that community buy-in, the relationships. Kids can only compete for certain things at the tournament levels, meaning sectional, district, state qualifiers. And it really hit home, I'm going to be completely honest, last year when I was having lunch with some of our juniors and seniors over in Brush Cafeteria, and when they said, man, Mr. Kaple, we never got to compete for anything. We never got to be second team all league. We never got to be all academic. We never got to have all of those things. We never got to have a band competition against other people. We never got to be in academic challenges. Well, all of that starting 26, 27 is gone. So over the course of the last 9 months, for Mr. Ross and I, over the course of the last 5 years, since we've been independent, have tried to join a conference. Everywhere from the CVC to the GCC to the Suburban, and everywhere in between. And that just didn't happen. And we won't go into all of that tonight because this is an exciting night. So with that, some of my colleagues from the First Ring and I got together and formed the United Athletic Conference. So we will be, pending board approval tonight, we will be an official part of this conference moving forward. And with that, what we wanted to do was share some key highlights tonight with you. And I'm glad to see Ms. Jones, who snuck in the background as the former board president. We have had numerous conversations. She was always the one calling me with late night calls. I would call her with late night calls. And it was usually about an athletic conference and trying to fight for our kids and get them a spot that they can call home. And that's the whole push behind this. And very cool about this thing I'm most proud about is that it's student-centered. It's not adult-centered. Superintendents are going to lead the way for the first year. Everything we're going to do is be based around leadership, about growing this thing the right way, and instilling what we believe all student athletes should have. So can you hit next slide for me? So who we are. So it's going to be us, Bedford, Garfield, Maple Heights, Warrensville, and Youngstown. Youngstown will only be a part of the league in football and basketball at the high school level, and that's because of transportation. Okay? We're not going to ask junior high kids to get on a bus and get home late or anything like that. And if you look at it from the high school level, from a football standpoint, you only have to go there every other year. And basketball will be a home-and-home situation, so it's not going to be overbearing. Mr. Ross and I met, and Ms. Harris met with all coaches yesterday, giving them an update because I didn't want them to hear it last. I wanted them to, and they've been helped leading this charge and some of the exciting things we got going. So what you're going to see, the purpose and identity, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Ross. So stands on 3 pillars: scholarship, sportsmanship, and uplift through competition. And that's going to be our key focus. We are going to be partnering with Roy Hall and the Driven Foundation as a conference, and he is going to be holding leadership academies throughout the year from different events, different venues, things like that. Governance structure, as you'll see, it'll be guided by an executive board of superintendents, which is all of us right now, and each district holding 1 vote. We're going to have the support from a commissioner who manages operations. These next 2 will make or break a league, and I said this yesterday. The Athletic Director Council, they will meet monthly to ensure consistent implementations of league standards. When I say it'll make or break you, if those meetings aren't ran appropriately and consistently, okay, leagues, they divide, they separate, teams leave, then we forget about the core, which is kids, quickly. Okay, so we've all made the pact that those meetings will happen monthly, and even us as superintendents, we're going to take it up a notch, and we're going to meet bi-monthly for the first year, and then we're going to start meeting quarterly after that. And we will be getting updates from our ADs and principals. Membership, probation, all of those things will be governed by us. Okay, so if somebody does have a negative impact from a parent standpoint and is asked to leave a game, that person will report to our commissioner. And that commissioner is not affiliated with us, and they will have a zero tolerance policy. That's in our bylaws. Right? So in the United Athletic Conference, I'm going to turn this over as soon as we hit this one piece that probably means the most to our kids and that I'm most excited to share. The band, not only athletics. So when you look at this, you see band showcases, you see academic challenges, cheerleading showcase, leadership conferences, and coaches clinics. Hey, and these just aren't, you guys know how I operate, these just aren't fancy words that are up here. These dates are set, their locations are set. Brush is holding the academic challenge this year. Warrensville's hosting the band showcase. And the cheerleading showcase, I think, is at Garfield. I can't remember where these two are, but dates and locations are set. Mr. Shamp, our band director, who I met with Miss Harris had called me and said, hey, we really need to invite Mr. Shamp in and get the music's opinion on this before we go any further. So we held that meeting with him, and I had no idea what to expect because I didn't even think about that approach. And he was so excited. It was so cool to see his excitement for it. And he started naming all of the band directors from all these schools that he already knows them all. He's talking about the showcase. And then where suits get in the way, I always say this, and he hit me like a ton of bricks. He was like, hey, we're going to move the band showcase date because band directors won't be ready yet. But I love the location, so text superintendents, and they're like, yep, get out of the way. Let the band directors choose the date. So with that, turn it over to Mr. Ross, and he's going to walk you through some other key components of the league.
Thank you, sir. Just to kind of piggyback on what Dr. Kaple said, this is year 5 for me. When I started, we were without a league, and it's a challenge when it comes to travel, when it comes to scheduling. It's been a headache. So this is huge for our district to be able to finally join the conference. We've traveled as far as Toledo to play football games on a Friday night and not get back till midnight. So this will be able to allow our student athletes to stay local and to compete for championships, which is the biggest thing. Outside of wrestling and track, we have the opportunity to go to sectionals. If you're competing in another sport, there's no all-conference. There's no opportunity to advance to state. You're just kind of playing. So now we'll have the opportunity to compete from the top down in all of our sports. The biggest thing is, or one of the biggest things, at the moment, some of the conference schools that we're joining do not have all those sports. However, we will compete for conference championships if more than half of the teams involved do have that particular sport. So all 6 may not have soccer, but if we have 3 or 4 teams with soccer, we're going to compete for a championship. And if you know anything about our soccer programs, I'm pretty confident we'll be able to win that. So if there's a championship to be won, we want to compete and we want to win it. And one thing he also forgot to mention, slight oversight, we also mentioned all sports trophy. If you're familiar with college athletics, there's something called like the Sears Cup, I believe it is. It basically rates who has the best athletic program from top to bottom. If you're second in basketball and first in tennis, and you add up the points at the end of the year, see who has the best all-around athletic program. We're going to do that within our league, and as I said before, Brush is looking to win that as well. Another thing we spoke about when we met with the ADs and principals and superintendents, we want to start this from the youth level on up. This year we're fortunate enough for our youth basketball programs to be playing a little more local, but last year we were out traveling all over Northeast Ohio, which is horrible when you're talking about 4th, 5th, and 6th graders on a Saturday and Sunday. So we want to build, whether it's youth football, youth basketball, whatever the sport is, we'll be able to compete within the UAC amongst our youth programs and compete for championships as well. Next slide. I think we missed one. But he kind of touched on what the previous slide was, which is basically just being able to compete for all conference. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the great thing about the league and the folks that we met with, they're big, particularly Dr. Jolly at Warrensville. He's really big on promoting the student athletes, promoting the district, and promoting our sports. We're looking to get a media public relations person for the conference to help promote when it comes to players of the week, when it comes to maintaining the website, anything we can do to promote the district and the conference as a whole. We're looking to do that at all levels. Code of conduct and sportsmanship. One of the big things we also touched on was trying to dispel the perception of our schools. We reached out to some other schools, other school districts, because I think that eventually this thing will grow. We reached out to some other schools as far as joining the league. They may be a little hesitant at the moment, but I think once we show them what the UAC is all about, once we show them that, hey, you can come to Brush and have a great experience and not have to worry about anything going on. Whatever you thought the perception was, it's totally different. We have great facilities. We have great student athletes. We have great administrators. Once you come and experience that, then I think it'll kind of change the perception. And 2 years from now, I think the UAC will look totally different. When we were reaching out to teams or schools, rather, looking to form a league, we wanted a league that was diverse. We wanted a league for our kids to be able to experience and make contact and have conversations and compete against kids that didn't necessarily look like them. And I think we'll eventually get there here in the next year or two with the UAC. Any questions?
Any questions on the league? And then the next slide, we're going to review, or Mr. Ross is going to review NIL at the high school level. Good.
Okay, NIL, name, image, and likeness. This has obviously been a huge thing in college athletics. If you keep up with college athletics for the past couple of years, and it's basically kind of changed the landscape of college athletics, and it's definitely a business now. I mean, it was already a business, but now it's on a whole nother level. November 24th, OHSA members formally adopted name, image, likeness for high school student athletes, effective immediately. Ohio was one of the last states, and maybe 6 or 7 that still don't allow NIL. So we were on the back end, but we finally got to that point. And NIL basically allows students to earn compensation for their own name, image, or likeness. Basically, if I'm a basketball player at Brush High School and the car dealer down the streets wants to pay me, $1,000 to do a post, shouting out their car dealership, I can accept that money. The catch is the district and schools are not permitted to negotiate, arrange, or facilitate NIL agreements, which limits liability but places an emphasis on education and compliance. So the school can't go out and negotiate deals for these student athletes. It's up to them and their families to go out and make those connections and negotiate those deals. Our priority is education and compliance, ensuring coaches, athletes, and families understand what is allowed, what is prohibited, and how to properly disclose NIL activity to avoid violations. So we sent out basically like a one-page summary the day they announced it on what NIL was and kind of some of the do's and don'ts, pretty surface level stuff. We reached out to some different third parties to kind of approach them about possibly coming in and do some workshops, maybe possibly 3 different sessions. We want to hit student athletes, we want to hit coaches, and we want to hit parents and families, just kind of keep them in the loop as far as tax information when it comes to NIL deals and things of that nature. So stay tuned when it comes to that. We'll be doing some education with our athletes, coaches, and families as well. Any questions on NIL?
I think one key component to add as well is student athletes are permitted to wear Brush logo in any of a commercial, an Instagram post, or anything like that. And that's just not a Brush rule. That's with the state. Yeah. So, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ross.
And
Ms. Harris, you got anything? No. Okay. All right. I know you got the Bedford down in the gym, so don't. Yep.
Look like it's packed down there already.
Is it?
Yeah.
A lot of vehicles.
JV was about to start when I was
Good gate. Tonight I want to spend my focus specifically on the strategic plan. Process is now formally underway and ask the board to review the materials included in your packet. Over the past several months, it has been clear to me that our district is at an important transition. We have stabilized operations, implemented key initiatives, and improved trust and communication across the organization. The next step is to ensure that we have a clear, shared, multi-year roadmap that reflects our community's expectations, student needs, and the realities of facing public education. To support this work, we have partnered with Burgess & Burgess, an Ohio-based firm with extensive experience supporting school districts through comprehensive strategic planning process. This was not taken out of the general fund. These were used through other funds, not affiliated with anything in regards to general fund dollars. I wanted to make that clear as well. The purpose is the first sheet you guys have in front of you. The goal of this process is to develop a multi-year strategic plan rooted in sound educational practice, informed by stakeholder voice, and aligned to a shared mission, set of values, and long-term vision for our district. Outcome of the work will be clear, big picture, strategic goals supported by actionable initiatives. Define metrics, timelines, and responsible parties to ensure accountability. Updated mission, vision, and core value statements. An updated portrait of an art graduate will at some point come out of this. A clear communication plan for sharing the work and progress with the community. The overview is intentionally a phased, inclusive process, not something being written in isolation. Strategic Plan Committee is going to be a key component of what we're doing. We have developed individual depth interviews with community leaders and stakeholders to establish a starting point. Those are underway, and they've currently already conducted 13 of those interviews. So thank you to all the community members who have reached out and have conducted those. Some of you are on the list and haven't done those yet. Listening sessions for teachers, staff, and families. Strategic Plan Committee meetings that includes a cross-section of stakeholders, including board representation, students, don't forget about them, they're the most important, building administrators, central office staff, teachers, and community members. We have an internal task force meetings to analyze data, identify themes, and shape draft goals and initiatives. A district-wide online survey will also go out to ensure broad community participation. What I want to make clear is that we're doing everything in our power to get as many voices heard for this strategic plan. And I'll get to the last part here in a second. But also included in your packet is a draft timeline. So I want to be very transparent why we are being recorded and for everybody behind us. Key milestones that we're going to achieve. Stakeholder interview outreach and interviews are currently underway. Listening sessions are scheduled for January. There's one for the community, and then there's one for all staff in the district. Then we will develop the strategic plan committee, and those meetings will begin in February, and those will be in conjunctions with my superintendent community advisory council. They've all agreed to be a part of it. So instead of having multiple meetings and driving people crazy, we're going to have those all in the same time. So my community advisory group will go from 15 to 20 to 50 or 60 during the strategic plan process. And then we'll have a continued committee working through the spring. Timeline allows us to gather input, synthesize feedback, and move thoroughly toward a completed process. In closing, I just want to say this statement. This plan will become a living document, not a binder that sits on a shelf. It will guide budget conversations, program decisions, facility planning, and accountability moving forward. I will continue to bring updates to the board as we move through this process. One thing that I've seen happen throughout my career is strategic plans can sit on the shelf, okay, or they can really guide your work. I'm not one that likes to waste time, and these accountability measures will be live on our website. When we come out with our goals, they will either say they'll have a green check mark that it's completed, or it will say under construction and when it's going to be completed. We owe that to our community, we owe that to our students, and most importantly, we owe that to all stakeholders affiliated with our district. I'm very excited about this. It's something I'm passionate about. I look at it as our own personal playbook, and I look at it as something that everybody gets to touch and really build together. And everybody will have input on that as much as possible. With that, our last big announcement, Miss Falkenberg, everybody. I'd like to take a moment to thank and recognize Miss Kathryn Falkenberg for her years of service to South Euclid Lyndhurst schools. Kathryn dedicated 22 years as a classroom teacher here at Brush and shaped the lives of countless students before continuing her service to our district as a member of the Board of Education for the past 8 years. Her decision to return to the district in a governance role after retiring from teaching speaks volumes about her commitment to public education and to this entire community. Throughout her tenure, she brought the perspective of an educator, a steady voice, and a deep understanding of what's best for students, staff, and families. Ms. Falkenberg has always been great to me. She's always been honest with me. I've always respected her opinion, even when I didn't want it. But she's always fought for two things. She's always fought for two things, and this is why I have the utmost respect for her. She's always fought for our students first and the teachers that live on the front lines, and always brought that perspective. And to see some of these kids when they come, whether it's Jamison Days, who we hired as an assistant principal, to what Miss Lee shared, going around knocking on doors and telling stories about the impact that Ms. Falkenberg has had on countless kids in our community is unbelievable. So on behalf of myself, The Board of Education, I'm sure they're going to want to say some things, but we just wanted to present you with a plaque and some holiday flowers for you. It's not much, but it's the least we can do, and thank you again.
Well, may I just say that it was such a thrill. The first time I walked into Brush High School, and seeing our plaque on the wall, what our goals were, and I thought, oh, this is so exciting. I'm going to be a teacher at Brush High School. And I still feel that way. I still, in communication with many of my students, former students, and I'm so proud of them and the students that I see walking to school and walking home, and it has been a thrill and such a blessing to be able to serve on the board. And I thank you all for your continued dedication, and thank you for this honor.
Hope there are no spelling errors in that plaque. I hope they're
Get on the board over here. Miss Jones, get in here. Come on. Come on, Miss Jones. Get in here. Thank you, Ms. Marshall.
Right. That part, Kristen, I don't think she heard you. What?
The recovery.
Thank you all.
Okay, so I'll kick it off here.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, I have thoroughly enjoyed working with you the last 2 years. It's been a joy and an honor. You know, most people, when they retire, they'd run for warmer weather and get out of Cleveland, but you stayed and you gave your time and your energy and your heart to this district. So on behalf of our kids and our families, and especially our staff, thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate it.
Very grateful, Kathryn, to not only have spent the past 4 years with you on the board, but also to see you almost every day as my neighbor. Whenever it snows, one of the first thing I do, I look outside. I'm like, did they plow her driveway? And I'm like, oh, she got to plow this year. Good. The perspective that you continue to provide of not only students first, but then also of the teachers, and just constantly ensuring that those point of views and perspectives are brought into conversations and decision making is something that I will significantly miss, and we will do our very best to continue to put those as the top pillar when we're making decisions and having conversations, since you won't be here to remind us. You will be greatly missed.
Kathryn, I'll jump in. It's rare to be in a spot to where you're asked to join a board, but it's rare to see someone who's been a staple in the community do the work, and you get to sit alongside them to kind of learn the role. I think I said it last meeting, is that I came to Lyndhurst to watch you at work, and that was inspiring for me to see how when you stood up, people recognized you before you started speaking. I hope to be blessed enough to say that one day. But to see a lifelong dedication and then a re-entry into service is something that I saw a lot in the private school sector that I come from. And coming from the public school sector, of which I was raised in, as my mom was a teacher, you don't see people who often dedicate not only their time and talent, but also their treasure. And I think by you giving the time post-retirement, you've given us your treasure, and that is invaluable. So thank you for your service to this district and this community.
Great words.
And I will just say, I've been with you the longest. It's been 8 years since you joined the board, and I will be honest. At first, we didn't see eye to eye a lot, and I think it's so crazy. And I tell people often, for us, when she started and I started, for us not to see eye and eye. But right now, that's my sister. Like, I literally will text each other what's going on, like, especially in today's climate, and it's great, and I appreciate that I've been able to establish that relationship with you. I can't say I won't miss it because, girl, I'm still gonna text you to see how you doing and everything else. But even today, walking into the holiday party here at Brush and seeing, you know, your relationship, even with teachers who were newer, and you know how you're able to come in and you're able to share your advice. You're able to give what I call and will always call wisdom. And I appreciate, and I have steadily appreciated your wisdom because you don't get that everywhere you go. You've been very honest. You've been upfront all of these 8 years. And what I will say is I heard you last week, and I will promise you that I will keep these teachers at the forefront like you asked. I will make sure that their voice is heard. I do want to make that promise to you because I know that that actually is an important part, though, too, and an important piece, and the fact that those people still feel comfortable coming to you and you still being a voice after all of those years. So I'm grateful for that and ever so much appreciative. I always tell people, I go back because your daughter was my son's kindergarten teacher, you know? So it's like, and like he loved her. Like, she was a great teacher, and great educators, I say all the time, great educators come from great educators. So even just your walk to your daughters, you know, your granddaughters, and even these children and these students here at Brush, the ones who have graduated, like I said, like Dr. Kaple said, when I did those door-to-doors and those phone calls, your name was honestly one of the first names that came up. And a lot of the reason I do feel that we got some support from a lot of those individuals. So thank you very much, Kathryn. I will miss you.
Okay. Item 2.6, public comment. Mr. Hill, do we have any?
None at this time.
Oh, perfect. Item 3, the minutes. The minutes of the special meeting of December 10th, 2025 will be approved as recorded or corrected. Furthermore, the reading of these minutes will be waived. Can we get a motion to approve item 3.1?
Second.
Okay, any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Mr. Sanders?
Aye.
Mrs. King?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Ms. Lee? Aye. Mrs. Shelby?
Aye. Item 4, treasurer's report.
Good evening. Recommend for approval. Item 4.1, the financial reports for month-end November 2025. Item 4.2, the bank reconciliation for month-end November 2025. Item 4.3, the investment earnings for month-end November 2025. Item 4.4, we have 4 donations. And item 4.5, recommend for approval items 4.1 through 4.4.
Can we get a motion to approve items 4.1 through 4.4?
So moved.
You guys got it.
Any questions or comments?
Just a comment, every month when I see the donations, it just warms my heart. And this $50,000 anonymous grant for Roland, yes.
Well, and I told Erin this, that's $50,000 a year for 3 years.
Oh, I told them.
Okay.
We were all excited. I guess I missed that. Oh, you missed that? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm old, I forget things. But yeah, it's just such a joy to see that people are still investing in our schools and still believe in our students and in our programs. So thank you all.
And I'm just going to add on top of that, because she's behind us, what Miss Marshall brings to not only the school but the community, and where this came from was out of outreach for her, because they hear her always fighting for students, for always talking about our land, aka Roland, and everything that she brings every single day. So without her hard work and dedication, the lady sitting behind me, I don't see this kind of donation coming through. So Thank you, Ms. Marshall.
I just have to kudos or copy that though too, because Ms. Marshall, I don't think you realize the significance of what you just did for those children. And that's the thing is I tell people, like, we see these dollar signs and we get so excited. I got excited when I saw the number, but then later on after, like, I text Josh, I'm texting them back and forth, like, we're all excited. And then it really hit me. It's like, dang, those kids are really, because I know what you're going to do with it. I know it's going for those children and you're going to do some phenomenal things. So thank you, because like we also said, Josh and I, we've been here some years and we have not seen this amount come into our school district for a specific school. So thank you.
And that was the exact thing I said to you was this doesn't happen.
It does
without
not.
Sylvia.
It doesn't. Without you, Ms. Marshall, we know this doesn't happen for our students. So thank you for continually being that missing piece. I appreciate that.
And if the donor is watching, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 4.6.
Nope, we need to
Oh, did we get
take a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Ms. Lee,
Aye.
Mrs. King,
Aye.
Mr. Sanders,
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, and then, yeah, item 4.6, recommend for approval, the 17.9 million COPS Series 2026 initial proceedings.
Can we get a motion to approve item 4.6?
So moved.
Second?
Ashley and Kathryn. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call, please?
Mrs. King,
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Ms. Lee,
Aye.
Mr. Sanders, Mrs. Shelby.
Aye. Item 5, superintendent's items.
Under 5.1, seeking the approval, we have some resignations, as well as a last chance agreement, 5.1 and 5.2.
Can we get a motion to approve item 5.1 and 5.2?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Mr. Sanders,
Aye.
Mrs. King,
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Ms. Lee,
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby.
Aye. Item 6, superintendent's items.
Under 6.1, seeking the approval for a retirement.
Can we get a motion to approve item 6.1?
So moved?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Ray, we're gonna miss you. You did some good stuff here, and we appreciate you, but we definitely will miss you. Thank you. You made an office, and I should say that you made an office. You turned nothing into something, and you made it an office, and I appreciate that from you. If you're watching, and I hope you are, because I text you. So I just want to say thank you very much for coming in for the past couple of years and redirecting us and making sure that our curriculum is up to par and where we need it. Kathryn says we still need a couple work, but we good.
And I just want to thank Ray. I've had the privilege of working with her, not only here, but in Lorraine as well. She gave me my shot in administration, and watching her come in and, like Ms. Lee just said, flipping some things upside down that needed flipped, and standing on the forefront and having tough conversations and never backing down in the pursuit of ensuring that our students receive Tier 1 high-level instruction. And what the foundation that she has set will help lead us to new heights, and it already has. When you look at the report card, it's a full team effort from the students to the teachers, but the accountability usually falls on the curriculum director. And to see that progress and to see where we're at, I'm excited to see what the future brings, and I wish her nothing but the best.
Okay. Can we get a roll call, Mr. Hill?
Ms. Falkenberg,
Aye.
Ms. Lee,
Aye.
Mrs. King,
Aye.
Mr. Sanders,
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby.
Aye. Item 7, superintendent's items.
Yeah, seeking the approval for 7.1, you'll see some appointments, change of assignments, paid leave of absences, unpaid, and everything in between.
Can we get a motion to approve item 7.1?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Just a comment, Mr. Hoynecke, I had his students, his oldest son was my intern, when I was here. What a wonderful young man. And I had his other two students in class. Just a wonderful family. And the fact that he came to, as in his retirement, to drive buses for our students, that speaks volumes. And I just thank him for that.
Okay, Mr. Hill, may we get a roll call?
Mr. Sanders?
Aye.
Mrs. King?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby?
Aye. Item 8, superintendent's items.
Under 8, seeking the approval for 8.1 supplementals and 3 unpaid volunteers.
Can we get a motion to approve item 8.1?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mr. Sanders?
Aye.
Mrs. King?
Aye.
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby?
Aye. Item 9, superintendent's items.
Under 9, seeking the approval for 9.1, 9.2, 9.3. Mr. Fuller's been busy. 9.4, 9.5, 9.6, 9.7, and 9.8.
Can we get a motion to approve items 9.1 through 9.8?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I had a question. So is our sign up front, it seems like it was just yesterday, but it's starting to fade now, and pieces are going?
Yeah, it's been, I want to say 10
Oh, you
years.
shouldn't be talking to me.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine. Right, 10 years-ish, 8 to 10 years. That brush, yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and then when Pete came to us with how much it is to fix it each time versus
Oh,
purchasing a
just
new
get a new
one.
one.
Yeah, it was just time, and it'll be much clearer with the technology upgrade as well. And I do want to say that I'm very excited about the Amoresco project, and with the approval of that, Mr. Fuller will be back in January to start to go over where we're at in terms of construction, as promised with the passage of the levy. We weren't going to be sitting for another year or two and waiting. We had a great meeting today with some members of the city of South Euclid, and we actually walked Southland with them, and they are ready to go and gave us the process for getting things approved and are very excited about it as well. So Mr. Fuller will have a lot more details on those things, but I do want to make it clear too, we're able to save quite a bit of money through some of his work and some of his organization that we've gone through. I don't know if you wanted to add anything on there.
No, yeah, it would have been easy for him to sit back and just roll this all up into one project. Obviously, that would be the much easier approach, but to take the approach he did and kind of break it down and figure out what he could keep in-house and what he could put out to a general manager to do, like Dom said, saved significant amount of money, and we're gonna be able to stretch those PI dollars a lot more and get a lot more of the overall master facilities plan taken care of sooner. So that's a great job.
Thank you, Lee.
Okay, may we get a roll call?
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sanders? Aye. Mrs. Shelby?
Aye. Nothing for 10, so we'll move to 11. Superintendent's items for 11.
Seeking the approval under 11.1.
Can we get a motion to approve item 11.1?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, may we get a roll call?
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sanders?
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby?
Aye. Skipping item 12, item 13, Board of Education. 13.1, information. Any information?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy birthday if your birthday falls for the meeting.
Right, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's you?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Christian.
We got a while.
When's your birthday?
January 5th.
Oh,
Mine's Friday.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh, happy birthday, Kathryn.
Kathryn.
Now I'll be really, really old.
That's a privilege.
Item 13.2, no new or unfinished business.
You said unfinished business.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
these all roll together. You're rubbing off on me.
Mr. Chair. Make me mean that.
Item 13.3, the new athletic conference. Do I just need to read that? Is that how it works? Okay. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the South Euclid Lyndhurst Board of Education approves becoming a member of a new United Athletic Conference, UAC, beginning in the 2026-2027 school year. Can we get a motion to approve item 13.3?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Just thank you to Dom and Josh and everyone else who worked on this. I'm so happy for the students.
My pleasure.
Okay, may we get a roll call?
Mr. Sanders?
Aye.
Mrs. King?
Aye.
Ms. Falkenberg?
Aye.
Ms. Lee?
Aye.
Mrs. Shelby?
Aye. Item 13.4, board policy first reading. The superintendent presents the following policies for first read and preliminary review. The South Euclid Lyndhurst Board of Education will be asked to vote to adopt these policies at the board meeting being held on January 6, 2026. As you'll see on the screen, they are all revisions, so we don't have to name each one. Okay. Item 14, closing items. 14.1, public comment. Do we have any?
None.
No? Perfect. Item 14.2, executive session. There is no need for executive session tonight. So we will, can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The time is 7:04 PM.